Mention your admission number.
Is north, second is south pole. So magnet has two poles. First is north pole, second is south pole. North pole repel each other and north-south poles attract each other. So what are the poles of magnet? A magnet has two poles. First is north pole, is south pole. So if the poles are same, for example, north-north, for example, south-south, they repel each other. If poles are different, for example, north and south, they attract each other. If the poles are same, they repel each other. And if the poles are different, they attract each other. So in the 13.7, there is a iron filling pasting on the bar magnet. And where it is pasted maximum? On the ends. So the ends of a magnet are called a magnet. So we observe that iron fillings, they are present, stick to a magnet rubbed in the soil. If we take iron filling, they stick to the magnet if we rub magnet into. For example, we take a magnet and we put this magnet into the soil. Then in the soil, iron fillings are present, and where then the magnet attracts iron filling towards it. You observe anything special about the way they stick to the magnet? So is there any special about the way the magnet stick? Yes. So maximum iron filling will stick on the ends. So this is the way maximum iron filling paste on the ends. And these ends are poles of a magnet. So what is the activity for? Spread some iron filling on a sheet of paper. Firstly, we will take a sheet of paper. We can take also drawing sheet, and then we will pour some iron fillings. Iron fillings means small particles of iron. Now place a bar magnet on this sheet. Firstly, we will take a white sheet. We will put some iron filling on a sheet of paper. We will put a bar magnet on the sheet. What do you observe? Do the iron filling stick all over the magnet? Do you observe that the more iron filling get attracted to the some parts of the magnet than others? As we know, mostly iron filling are attracted to the magnet and some than others. Then we remove the iron filling sticking to the magnet and we will repeat this activity. So firstly, we will take a bar magnet, then we will put this magnet on a white sheet of paper, and on a white sheet of paper, we are taking iron fillings. So what is the observation? Iron filling will attract to the magnet. And then we will remove the iron filling sticking to the magnet, and then we will repeat this activity. Is there any change in the pattern? No. Do you observe any change in the pattern with which the iron fillings get attracted by some parts of magnet? No. The pattern is same. We can do this activity if iron filling is not available. We can take pins and we can take also iron nails. So if iron filling is not available, we can do this experiment with the help of pins or with the help of iron nails. And also with the magnets of the different shape. And we can also take different type of shapes of magnet. For example, horseshoe type magnet. For example, dumbbell shaped magnet. For example, cylindrical magnet. So we can do these experiment with the different shapes of the magnet. Is your drawing similar to the shown in the figure? What we find? We find that the iron filings are attracted towards the region close to the ends of the magnet. So where the iron filling will stick? On the ends. And what are ends? These are poles of a magnet. And try and bring a few magnets of the different shapes to the classroom, and we can take different shapes of the magnet in the classroom, and then we will find the poles of the magnet. So where it is found? It is found on the ends. So what are the poles of magnet? The ends of the magnet are called poles of a magnet. We has this puzzle for you. You are given two identical bars which look as if they might be made up of iron. So if you have two identical bars and they are similar to the iron, one is magnet and another is a simple bar. So how will you distinguish which is magnet and which is iron bar? So the answer is, if we take these identical bar and then if it is attracting iron particles, cobalt particles or nickel particles, then this identical bar is magnet. If it does not attract the iron particles or the cobalt particles or the nickel particles, then this is not a magnet. So this is an identical bar. So how can we distinguish between two bars? First is, if we take two different shapes of the magnet, if we take two identical bars of the iron, and how will you distinguish magnet, identical bars of the iron? So if they are attracting iron, cobalt and nickel, then these iron bar is magnet. If it does not attract the iron, cobalt and nickel, then this is not a magnet. Then this is iron bar. So what is the final conclusion? So what are the poles of magnet? The ends of the magnet are called poles of magnet. And what are poles of magnet? A magnet has two poles. First is North Pole and second is South Pole. So a magnet has two poles. First is North Pole and second is South Pole. So in the activity 4, what we have done, we are taking a sheet of paper, then we are putting some iron filling a sheet of paper, then we are putting these bar magnet over sheet. Then what we have found, the maximum iron fillings will paste on the ends as shown in the figure 13.7. Do you observe any change in the pattern with which the iron fillings get attracted by the different parts of the magnet? So you can do also this activity with the iron nails or with the pins. If iron filling is not available, then we can use pins or iron nails. So what are iron fillings? Small particles of the iron. So very small particles of the iron is called iron filling. So maximum iron filling will paste on the ends, and these ends are called poles of the magnet. So you can also draw this picture in the notebook. So this is a iron filling sticking to a bar magnet. And we can also do this experiment with the U-shaped magnet, also with the dumbbell shaped magnet, also with the cylindrical magnet. So where we will find poles? On the ends. The ends of the magnet are called poles of the magnet. So these are the experiment for the poles of magnet. And next question is, how will you distinguish between the identical bar of the iron and magnet if it is attract nickel, cobalt and iron pieces? Then this is a magnet, otherwise it is identical bar. So next topic is finding direction. Magnets were known to people from ancient time. As we know, in the ancient time, we use magnet in many ways. Many properties were also known to them. So we know, as we know in the ancient time, they also know the magnetic properties. And what are magnetic properties? Like pole repel each other and unlike pole attract each other. You might have read many interesting stories about the uses of magnet. So we have also some stories relating to the magnets and uses of the magnets. One the story is about an emperor in China named Hong Ti. So एक ऐसी स्टोरी है जो चाइना में होंगटी के नाम से फेमस है अबाउट द मैग्नेट. And what are the story? It is said that he had a chariot with the statue of a lady. So Hongti has a chariot and it has a statue of lady. As shown in the figure, this is a chariot. Chariot and chariot means rath. Rath के ऊपर एक statue बना हुआ है and it is made up of statue of women shown in the figure. So it is a chariot and having statue on the top. So it is said that it has an extended arms. So the statue shown of lady, it has extended arm as if it was showing the way. The statue had an interesting property. So this statue has a very interesting property and it has इस statue का जो women का एक hand है वो आगे की तरफ extend हुआ हुआ है and what is the property of this hand? It would rest in such a position that its extended arm always points south. So it and जिसको इसका hand show कर रहे हैं वो it would rest in such a position that its extended arm always pointed towards south. By looking at the extended arm of the statue, the emperor was able to locate direction when he went to a new place on his chariot. If we use this chariot and we will go in anywhere, so this chariot has the property that his hands always points towards south. And with the help of this statue, we can find the direction in which we are present. So we can find direction with the help of this statue, with the help of this chariot. So this what is the property of this statue? His hands always points towards south. Her hands always points towards south. So, and this story is about named Hong Ti. So Hong Ti has a chariot and it has a statue of lady, and these statue can rotate in all directions. So these statue can rotate in all directions. And what is the property of this statue? So these women hand always in the south direction. So this has a hand always points south direction. So with the help of this statue, we can find whether where we are present And with the help of the statue, we can find the direction. So again, I am repeating, this story is about the name living in the China and name Hong Ti. He has a chariot and it has a statue of lady and it can rotate in any direction. And here, her arm has interesting property. His arm always points towards south, and we can, with the help of these, we count the direction in which we are moving. So next is activity 5. And what activity 5? Firstly, we will take a bar magnet. As shown in the figure 13.9, we have a bar magnet and it is tied with the thread. Then put a mark on his ends for identification. So we will use a bar magnet and then we will tie it with the help of thread with the stand. We can tie these magnet with the help of thread with the stand as shown in the figure 13.9. Make sure that the magnet can rotate freely. So we can found that magnet can rotate freely in all directions. So if we take a rotation to the magnet, then after time, it comes to the rest. Mark 2 points on the ground to show the position of the ends of the magnet where it comes to rest. So firstly, we will take a bar magnet, then we will put a mark on its ends for the identification of the bar magnet. Then we will tie these magnet with the help of thread to the stand. And then we will rotate this magnet, and what we have found, it comes to the rest after some time. Then we will mark this position and then draw the line joining the 2 points. This line shows the direction in which a magnet was pointing in its position of rest. So if we join these 2 points, then these 2 points will get a line. And what is this line? This line shows the direction in which the magnet was pointing in its position of rest. Now, rotate the magnet by gently pushing one end in any direction and let it come to rest. And again, mark the position of 2 ends in the position of rest. Does the magnet now points in different direction? Rotate the magnet in other direction and note down the final direction in which it comes to the rest. So we can also found that firstly we will take a bar magnet as shown in the figure 13.9 and then we will tie these magnet with the help of thread and we will mark its points with an identification. Then we will rotate these magnet and after some time the magnet comes to rest. Then we will mark 2 points on the ground and then we will join these 2 points, and after joining 2 points as shown in the figure 13.9, we have a magnet. Then we join these 2 points and after joining 2 points we will find a line. This line shows the direction in which the magnet was pointing in the position of rest. Now rotate the magnet by gently pushing one end in any direction and let it come to rest. So after doing this, we found that the magnetic line and these magnetic lines show the direction in which magnet was pointing. In case of position of rest. And after these, now rotate the magnet by gently pushing. Then now second step is we rotate the magnet. If we rotate the magnet, then what we found, by pushing one end in any direction and let it come to rest. So if we push this magnet and after pushing these magnet, these comes to rest after some time. Then we will again mark the position of two ends, its position of rest. So what we have found, then rotate the magnet in other direction and note the final direction. So if we join 2 points in case of rest, so what we have found that magnet always comes to rest in the same direction. Now can you guess the mystery behind the statue in the Emperor chariot? So we can also found that what is the mystery is founding here. So in the activity 5, what we are doing, we are taking a bar magnet and then we are tying these bar magnet with the help of thread. And if we put these thread and tie with the help of stand, what we have found, then make sure that the magnet can rotate freely. So magnet can rotate freely and it will comes to so note down the position. What is the position? It will come to rest in the north and south direction. So what is the resting position? North and south direction. And then we also rotate this magnet. Then again found the second point and first point. So we will also found that magnet again comes in north-south direction in case of rest. So final conclusion is the magnet comes in north and south direction when it comes to rest. So magnet is always in north and south direction when it comes to rest. So repeat this activity with an iron bar and a plastic or a wooden scale instead of magnet. So we can also this activity, if our magnet is not present, we can do also this activity with an iron bar or plastic or a wooden scale. Do not use light objects. So we can use heavy objects for this experiment. We cannot use light objects with this experiment. And avoid doing where there was currents of air. If is there any moving air is present, do not do this experiment in the case of air. Do the other material always also comes to rest in the same direction. So what is the final conclusion? A magnet always comes to rest in north and south direction. And we can do all this activity with the iron bar, with the plastic, or with the help of wooden scale. If this is not available, we can do this experiment with the heavy objects, and we can't take light objects for this activity. We find that a freely suspended bar magnet always comes to rest in a particular direction, which is north-south direction. So this is the final result. A freely bar magnet always comes to rest, which is north-south direction. Use the direction of rising sun in the morning to find out the rough direction towards east. So we can also find the direction with the help of rising sun because it rises towards east. Where you are doing this experiment, if you are standing facing east, to your left will be the north. So we can also find the direction with the help of rising sun. Using the sun for finding direction may not be very exact, but which will help to make out the direction north from the south on your line. So if we found the direction with the help of rising sun, then this will not give accurate measurement. It will also give the rough measurement of the direction. Using these, you can figure out which end of the magnet is pointing to the north and which is pointing to the south. So the end of the magnet that points towards south. So if we will take a magnet, if it is pointing towards north, then it is called north pole. If it is found towards south, then it is called south pole of the magnet. So a magnet has poles. First is north pole, second is south pole. So what is another method of finding a direction? So we can also use a compass needle as shown in the figure 13.10. We have a compass, and with the help of compass, we can find the direction. The property of the magnet is very useful for us. For centuries, travelers have been making use of the property to find out the direction. So people use a device, a compass needle shown in the figure. We can find the direction with the help of a compass. And what do you mean by compass? It is a small box as shown in the figure. So a compass, it has a small box, small glass box as shown in the figure. And in the box, there is a needle which is magnetized and it can rotate freely. The compass has a dial and it with the direction marked on it. So it has a dial as shown in the figure. It has a dial. So the 13.10, a compass needle is shown. So this has a dial as shown in the figure. On the upper part, there is a glass, and in the inner part, north, south, east, west, southeast, southwest, and northwest direction are shown. And what is the purpose of these compass? With the help of compass, we can find the direction in which we are moving. So what is compass? It is a small box with a glass cover and it has a magnetized needle, and these needle can rotate freely in all directions. So it has a dial and in which different directions are located. The compass is kept at a place where we wish to know the direction. Each needle indicates the north-south direction it comes to rest. So if we will rotate if we will rotate these compass needle, it will automatically comes in north-south direction. So to identify the north pole of the magnetic needle, it is usually painted in the different color. So a magnet has two poles. So to identify which is north pole and which is south pole, we can also color with a different color to distinguish between two poles of the magnet. So
Excuse
what is
me,
the
ma'am.
device we use for finding the direction?
Excuse me, Shweta
So a
ma'am.
magnet has, Hanji,
Only 4
Hanji,
minutes are left. Okay.
okay, query
Okay.
session ले लो फिर.
Okay. Now can I unmute all?
Yes.